Hello everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. What on earth has happened here? Okay, we're good. But yes, we're back on the Hermitcraft server. Today we're starting things off over at the witch farm / industrial farming area. That's kind of what I'm going to be calling this place from now on. And as you can see in the previous episode, for those of you who missed it, you missed a ton of progress. We have constructed an entire industrial melon and pumpkin farm in this space right here. And I gotta say, I have got to be very wary. Because that would have been really bad news, to be frankly honest with you. But yeah, this place is looking completely bonkers, in my opinion. So we've got flying machines, they harvest all of the melons and pumpkins, they go back and forth like this. It looks nuts. But there is still a ton of things that we need to do, most importantly with item collection, because right now this is just a melon and pumpkin destroyer that doesn't pick up anything, and that's not really very useful, is it? But I tell you what's even less useful, it's Impulse SV's gold shop being out of stock. I mean, look at this. Absolutely nothing. Quick story. This seems like a good place to sit. In the previous episode of Hermitcraft, a few people in the comment section were a little bit upset that I had taken items from the gold farm, but it's kind of a gentleman's rule on the Hermitcraft server that if a shop is out of stock, then the player can use the farm that the shop gets its resources from to actually get the items if they're willing to put in the time, which I did. Right, I think that clears everything up effectively, so let's take my camera back to the base and actually start work on this project. Now, one thing that I'd totally forgotten about when I was building this is the fact that we can't actually have minecarts next to one another, because then they start to push one another, and as soon as you start stacking them up, they actually begin to travel off on their own. It's all a little bit strange. So we're going to have to do a little bit of a change up here, and we also need to work out the dropper systems, because this is all going to be a water-based item transportation system. Now, I'm hoping that this staggered system that I've created actually functions. I've gone through a few different iterations of designs, and this seems like the most sensible. I absolutely love that noise, but I mean, it does look promising. I'm just curious to see what happens at the end. They're outside of the render distance, so there's no way of me knowing until they come back. Basically, I mean, surely they should have come back into render distance by now. Oh, I'm getting worried. Oh, here comes the squad. And they all seem to be in good formation. Now, what happens here? Because obviously they're going to be passing one another. I'm assuming it's going to be okay. What? No! Why? Oh, for goodness sake. So that totally hasn't worked. Unless it has in a weird way. No, it definitely hasn't worked, has it? I was not expecting this to be the challenging part. This is embarrassing. After going through a bunch more iterations, I think this is the design that actually functions. So if we power this, you can see that these minecarts are kind of on a loop. So they go out like this, they go all the way to the end, they then go around a little spin, and then they come back down this side. They go over this little interchange and they end up back here unloading all of their items into this hopper. This seems smart and I can't possibly see how this could go wrong. Of course it sort of has. Minecarts are still being weird, so we're going to have to keep our eyes on it. But I think I'm going to move on from that for now, and we're going to take a look at the actual item systems. So we have 5 droppers per module that are going to be dropping out all of the items into a water stream, and we need to set up an auto dropper system inside this area. And we need to make sure they don't connect up with one another. That's another challenge. Or not, as the case may be. This is a super simple little design. We take a comparator output from the dropper right here. We run it up into this little circuit. And as you can see, when there are items on the inside of the dropper, they instantly get spat out. Very nice. One wide, tileable. Smart. Okay, maybe not tileable, but still cool. So now that we have all of those, I think what I'm going to do is set this thing up as a full test module. So we're going to get chests in place, we're going to make sure that everything is functioning properly, and then we're going to activate it and see how well it handles the flow of items and if everything is working as expected. I just said about to test something could be briefly laggy, and Exuma just instantly left. Well, I mean, everything is set up. That's probably the correct response. I don't know how bad this is going to be. In theory, it shouldn't be too bad, but there is a lot of items that are going to be on the floor. So I thought it would be a fair warning. Anyway, I'm going to double check everything, then we're going to boot this thing into action. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Here it goes. . Right. It is currently in the process of mowing down all of the melons and pumpkins that had grown, and there is quite a lot of them. Now, when it returns, that's when the minecarts are going to be sent off, and they're going to travel along, picking up all those items, and then they're going to drop them off into these droppers right here. This is intense. Look how fast it regrows as well. Look, there's melons and pumpkins already. Wow. And here they come. Right, yeah, lots of items. Lots of items, and it's all flowing onto one hopper. That was silly of me. Okay. That was silly of me. In our actual design, we'll have a lot more hoppers than that. But here come the items. I have become the hopper. That seems like the only sensible option at this point in time. It's so quick. Well, that hasn't taken long then. So after just 3 flights from the flying machine, we have 1 filled double chest, and the flying machine is actually just making its way back past. So we're about to get another shed load of items coming in through this thing. I mean, I love it. It's utterly pointless, but it's so worth it. So now that we have in fact established that my ridiculous melon and pumpkin farm is ridiculous, let's build the other half. So this is a mirror of that module there, so we now have both sides all in place. This one's ready to go, this one's ready to go. Now we just need to connect them up and start working out what we're actually going to do with this massive items that is going to be flowing out from these things. So here's what I'm thinking. It's going to be split into 2 sections. The first section is going to consist of 2 modules that are going to be putting all of the pumpkins into shulker boxes, which are then going to drop them down into double chests. Now I think in total we're probably going to have about 8 double chests, which means we're going to have about 800,000 pumpkins able to be stored in here. That's quite a lot of pumpkins. So that does that. The next section is going to be for melons, and that is going to be a big auto crafting system so that we can craft them up into melon blocks easily. Sounds like a good plan to me. Let's start work on it. You know, if I was recording this as like an uncut episode, I would say about 90% of it is this. I hate working away from my base. It's so frustrating. I wish there was a way that I could just remotely access my storage system from anywhere in the world. It would be the best thing ever. I think when we go over to Hermitcraft Season 7, eventually, whenever that comes, I'm doing a 100% shulker box storage system, just so I can pick it up and move it about. Actually, you know what? I'm beginning to second guess that, because for some bizarre reason, these little things right here have taken about 70 times longer to build than they should have done. Everything seems to be getting in my way. Even bats. I'm not joking. The number of times I have tried to place in blocks and bats have been in the way. And now look. People like this are just having a go. This may well be the most frustrating place to work in ever. Anyway, finally, we got them completed. So there is a 600,000 pumpkin storage system right there. I love shulker boxes. They are pretty cool. Anyway, now it's time to actually start work on the auto crafting system, and that is going to be going in this space over here. And you know what? I think I might actually build up this area down at the bottom as kind of like a little mob-proof zone. In fact, let's do that now. Oh, and just in case you hadn't noticed, yeah, this place is not very focused on things looking conventionally beautiful in Minecraft. I mean, they look cool from a technical standpoint, and they're going to continue to look cool from a technical standpoint, but I don't think Grian's ever going to be impressed by them. But with that being said, even I can't stand the unsymmetricalness that I've created right there. Just give me a second. Now, I just came back to the base area to pick up a few more resources, because obviously, yeah, I don't have them. You know the drill by now. And I noticed this. Now, I actually spotted this earlier on, but I kind of ignored it because there's always just stuff in my base. But I've taken a closer look, and it says, treat your chick, play DVD for info on how to get yours today. I mean, I haven't watched a DVD for years. So it turns out that modern DVDs actually just redirect you to YouTube. I mean, how cool is that? Modern technology is amazing. Anyway. All
over the Hermitcraft server, chicks are being exploited, ignored, and killed for their succulent meat.
Hang on, this is like a charity advert. Oh my word, hang on. Okay.
Through no fault of their own, these poor chicks have suffered enough. At Treat Your Chick, we have provided a shelter for these once homeless chicks, and we're now seeking help from you. Are you in the position to provide a happy and loving environment? Can you...
That's what chickens sound like. I now want all chickens to be able to talk.
Fill their little bellies with food that doesn't constipate them, and allow them to poop an item that you so desire, then ProleteR Chick is a place for you. Visit us today and get 5 diamonds off.
That seems like a really, really good deal, actually.
Yes, 5 diamonds off. And you'll be able to take your chick away with you that very day.
Thank you.
The hard truth is that you will be saving a chick's life.
Well, I think it's quite clear what needs to be done. I mean, I've gathered up 32 diamonds. I can't imagine a chicken is going to be much more expensive than that. And we're going to head over to the mall right away and adopt one of these because I suddenly feel bad for them. Even though I eat them. I mean, I eat stacks upon stacks of them, but I feel bad for them in general, and I want to do my part. Alright, here we are. So, welcome to Treat Your Chick. Here you can adopt a lonely chicken and provide it with a home it so deserves. Our poor homeless chicks need a loving parent to provide it with a home that suits its particular needs. After reading through the adoption certificates for each chick below, you may find that you have your perfect companion. If so, then please take their book from the chest, leave your payment in the chest, and head to the new rehoming grounds that is located at this area here. Southwest-ish from here, I like that. Your chicken is there waiting for you, awaiting your love and its perfect home. There are a few things that I need to note before you start. Make sure you keep within the build area that is marked out by stone in the ground. There is redstone just out of blah 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 blah. You need to feed your chicken at every cycle. The first one starts as soon as you adopt your chick, and I will let you know when a new cycle begins. You feed it in the lunchbox chest and it poops in the litter box chest. To ensure your chick poops, you must feed them and give them the habitat they want. If they die, obviously they don't poop. They also get constipated if not happy. That's bad news. So keep that in mind. Every cycle, the chicken will age. It can reach a maximum age of 8 years, and it also has an increasing chance of dying each time it ages. Its age is represented by the lamps on the outside of its habitat. I'm sure you and your chick will be very happy together. Take care of each other and enjoy the rewards of your friendship. This sounds very, very interesting. So I read through all of the bios and the descriptions, and I think I've made a decision. I quite like the sound of Fedora. Fedora's bio seems lovely, Fedora's data seems nice as well, and I mean the chick only costs 8 diamonds, and with the 5 diamond discount that means it's 3 diamonds, and that's a bargain chick. So I think that's the one that I'm going to save, so I have got to go west-ish from here to find the plots. Now I've arrived at the plots, and I think I want this one right here. But here's the thing, you know, I really don't want to mess this up, okay? Because I don't want a chicken to die from my own ineptitude. So I've put my book in there, okay, and I've said Mumbo wants Fedora but got confused. Please help. And hopefully Stress will be able to clear things up and we'll be able to have a smooth adoption. Anyway, back over to the auto crafting system now. I would say progress is coming along pretty nicely. In fact, we are actually almost done. I've got all of the chests in place. I've now got all of the hoppers crafting up. And I've just, I mean, clearly I did not mean to do that. I thought I could style it out and maybe hide the fact. Maybe make it look like I was actually trying to fly down to the bottom. But no, there was no hiding that one. But despite my slight problems with playing Minecraft, we have actually managed to complete this thing. So this is all done. Look, you can see, I mean, it looks like, it definitely reminds me of 2012 Minecraft. It's very glassy, and it's not the prettiest thing in the world, but it's really, really cool to look at. I mean, I can't wait to see all of the items flowing through this. It's going to blow my mind. So there are a few little details that just need to be filled in before we actually activate this thing for the first time. Obviously, all the hopper minecarts on this side need to go in. Apparently, I didn't do those. We've done all of the shulker boxes, so now the pumpkin storage is filled. I need to do the item filters for the pumpkin storage. So, I mean, there's a small list, but I think we're onto a winner here, and I think we're going to activate it shortly. In fact, very, very shortly, because I think we're ready. I mean, I guess we should just do it. Okay, we're just gonna do it. If it goes wrong, then we quit the server and cry ourselves to sleep and never go on YouTube again. I mean, it's as simple as that. So I've installed this really cool activation system. It's just this lever right here is right out the front of the cave. And when I flick it, it will activate both of the flying machines at exactly the same time. So here goes. There it is. So the flying machines are now going. I haven't actually tested this one just yet. So, I mean, I I should probably make sure that actually... Yeah, okay, it looks like it's got a clear run, because I wouldn't want it to crash into any blocks. Okay, so all of the melons and pumpkins are being destroyed. My frame rates are struggling a tiny bit. Because, I mean, how many entities are there right now? I'm currently looking at... Yeah, around about 500. And there's another 500 over there. So there's about 1,000 entities at this point in time. That's not good. That's not great for the server. But once they start being picked up, then it will be fine. I apologise, Exuma. Now, the only thing that I am worried about is this little item elevator here. I haven't done extensive testing. In theory, it should all work reliably, but if any items get stuck on those pressure plates there, then we're in trouble. And, oh, my word. Okay, yeah, they're definitely getting stuck. Definitely getting stuck. I need to block this off somehow. Right, I managed to do it. And we're going to redesign this. So instead of them just running into the middle there, they're going to run into one central channel that is then going to head off in this direction, then into an item elevator, and then back across like that. Because just the going back and forth was not working. So let's try it out with just one of these little things running. There was a slab in the mix, so that's not perfect. But it does seem to me like it's functioning properly. So all of the melons are going through. Now, if we add in, let's say 4 of them into the mix, are any pumpkins making it past? No, it seems like we're okay there. That's fantastic news. I didn't really make it clear there, but what I was testing for is the pumpkins going past the sorter because they're coming in too quickly, and then we'd end up with pumpkins in the melon system. We don't really want that, but thankfully it all seems to be good. So, for the second time today, I'm going to activate this thing, and we are going to see how well it functions. And you know what? I think it's time for a bit of a time lapse. Now, in today's super fast time lapse chat, I thought I would talk to you about the housing situation, because for those who don't know, I recently bought a house. We're going to be moving in on the 18th of April. Everything is very exciting, but also completely manic, because, I mean, it's nearly a week away. 1 week away. We're going to be moving into the new house, and that's nuts for a number of different reasons. Number one, obviously, it's kind of like the end of an era. I've lived at home for my entire life, and now we're going to be out on our own. We're going to have to do our own things. We're going to have to cook. We're going to have to wash our clothes. I mean, I do wash myself, but clothes, not so much. So this is all completely new to me. So it's all going to be like a big change. And then also, there's so much to do in this short space of time. And the crazy thing is that I'm actually away in Birmingham this week filming a mini documentary. I'm away for 5 days, which means I only have 3 more days at home. 3 more days. And there's so much to do in that space of time. Oh, I hadn't even thought about that. Moving house is difficult. I might cancel it. It's too much work. So that was almost exactly 1 hour's worth of AFKing, and I've put myself into a gigantic pumpkin, so let's just quickly knock ourselves out of there, and let's take a look at what sort of resources we got. Now oh no! That's not good. That's not good. I was so not ready for that. Okay, let's just dump the items into this chest here for now. Wow. We could have lost a lot of stuff. I mean, there's shulker boxes and shulker boxes of items here. Oh, for goodness sake! What? On earth is going on? Oh, just make it stop. Okay, we need to put a glass front on this thing. All right. Okay, we do, because this is not good. It's blown my lever off. I can't even turn off my farms. Ah, I can't believe this. Well, after tidying that up, I mean, I've taken a look in the chest, and we have got 2 filled shulker boxes with pumpkins, and also probably more items on the insides of those shulker boxes there. And then also, melon-wise, I mean, it's difficult to tell. There are pumpkins in the system, though, so we are going to have to do something about that. But it seems like we've got a lot of melon. Has this thing almost fully filled up? I mean, there are tons. Absolutely tons. Well, this thing is working beautifully, beautifully well. I guess we do have to dedicate some time, though, to actually maybe mob-proofing it just a tiny bit, because, as you can see, all hell is breaking loose. We've even got spider jockeys. Anyway, I do hope that you've enjoyed this episode on the Hermitcraft server. If you have, please be sure to that like button. And if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later. Oh, and filming channel stuff, you know what to do. Link is on the end screen.